Happy Thursday, my friends. It's Thursday, August 27th, and my favorite son's birthday. Well, actually, he's my only son, so he's the best son I got, and best son I've ever will have. Happy birthday, Matt. I love you. And man, I hope y'all are ready for today. My friend Kathy sent me a request after the talk Saturday asking about how to deal with bullies. Well, I think that's a really pertinent subject for these days. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, I have lots of experience dealing with bullies from way back. I want to tell you a little story about one. The year was 1976, and I was in the 8th grade. I had been in more fights than I could count. And it was the last 2 weeks of the school year. And if you must know, at that point in my life, I liked to fight. It was exhilarating for me. For whatever reason, I don't know, I can't explain it. But if someone threatened me or said, "I'm going to whoop your tail," they'd better be swinging, because I would be. I was rough and ready. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. My mom had told me that weekend that if I got into one more fight before school was out, she was going to whip me worse than whatever I doled out. Needless to say, I was playing it cool and not making any waves because my mom meant business. Now, I wasn't scared of anyone. I wasn't scared of my mom. But I love and respect my mother. Enough said. So it's Friday. I'd made it through almost a whole week before the last week of school. And this punk bullying kid comes up, pops my hat, and calls me a name. Well, remembering what I had just laid out to you, I smiled at him and I told him to have a great day, which was completely not what he expected. He began to swing at me, and fortunately for me, he was smaller than me, so I held him at arm's length as he swung and missed and swung and missed. Then the bell rang. We had to go to class. All day between classes, he and his buddies followed me around, taunting me about what was going to happen after school, to which I smiled and went on about my business. Finally, school was out. I had baseball practice. I went to the locker room, dressed out. I showed up on the field with my steel cleats and Louisville Slugger, only to find Kenny and 2 of his buddies waiting for me. I walked over to where the coach was standing, and I said, Kenny was about to do something really stupid. And the coach just laughed. He had no idea what was coming. I'm sure all that he could see was me breaking my new bat over Kenny's head. But that was not to be. Kenny walked over to where the coach and I were standing and said, "Let's do this now, Johnson." And I replied, dropped the bat on the ground and held my hands out to the side and said, "Do whatever you're going to do." Well, he drew back and he hit me right in the mouth. One of my teeth punched through my lip and my mouth was bleeding as I smiled at Kenny and said, "Is that all you got?" With that, and the coach laughing so hard he could barely contain himself, Kenny ran away with his tough guy buddies. And Monday came around. Monday, the last week of school, Kenny got suspended and had to go to summer school. And I got to enjoy my whole summer. Kenny never messed with me again, and my mom was happy with me. Now that is a win. So how do we deal with bullies today? That depends. There are a lot of ways to deal with bullies. I'm going to talk to you about 3. I don't fight them anymore. I use my wits and self-control to disarm a bully. Number 1, don't let them shake you up. Remember, your emotions are yours to control, and if you let someone else make you mad or upset or unhappy, then they control you. My emotions are mine, and they're nobody else's. When you do not allow another person to manipulate you emotionally, you take a lot of their power away. Number 2, you do not have to answer. Our world presses us for answers, but when a bully comes up to you and is pressing you, you do not have to answer. No matter how hard a person tries to get you to say something that will either leave you vulnerable to attack or open to their criticism, you do not have to say anything. You have nothing to prove to this person, and if you think that you do, you need to check your ego. Our ego gets us into more trouble with bullies than anything else because they know how to manipulate you into showing your weakness. So number 2, just don't respond. Number 3, now this is going to surprise a lot of you. Agree with them. Just agree with them. Not really agree, but I want you to understand that nothing disarms an egotistical bully faster than agreeing with them. Say something like, you're probably right. Or that's a really great point. Or wow, that's an amazing point of view. Nothing will get you in more trouble quicker and deeper into their manipulation than trying to reason or outwit a bully. I mean, you really don't have to agree with them. You just have to say something that makes them believe that they're right. That's all they want anyway. I hope this has been helpful. I know there are a lot more ways, to deal with bullies, and maybe we'll talk about those in another session. But I hope this has been helpful, and it'll help you to be better able to face the bullies in your life with what you know now. If you have questions, or if you have subjects that you'd like to hear about, let me know in the comments. Send me a message. I'm totally open. If this has been helpful, share it with your friends. I love you all, and I want you to be successful in life and in everything that you do. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you Saturday. Take care.